What is Goodwill?
Goodwill is a thrift store company. They're all over and they sell anything you can possibly want.
It's a charity that you could donate clothes to.
I think there's a couple definitions, but I know there's a place called Goodwill that you can take your clothes to donate.
Where you give clothes away to help people.
Goodwill is this thrift store that people donate clothes and other objects to so that they can give it to other people who need it more than you do.
Goodwill, being able to help others, do good for, say, the community or even the world.
In addition to clothing, you obviously have a lot of other things here you sell. Tell us about these electronics.
Yeah, this electronics store, you know, people keep a computer a year, they're tired of it, 2 years, they're tired of it. It comes here to Goodwill and has a new life. And just like electronics, even though VCRs, not a lot of people still have VCRs, they're popular here at Goodwill. If you have electronic at home and it doesn't work, people need it for parts to repair maybe their old electronics at home. So definitely electronics are big here at Goodwill.
This electronics section is rather large.
Yes, this is a separate store actually here in Orange County. Just electronics and computers.
All Goodwills, they do not have this separate area, is what you're saying?
That's correct, not all Goodwills do. We actually, computers, we clear the hard drives. If people are worried about their privacy, Goodwill takes care of that for people. Wow. We take all their data off so they're secure, and if it's a good computer, it'll get fixed and resold. If it's a computer that's too old, it's going to get taken apart.
Is it safe to say that electronics are the second most common item you get here at Goodwill?
Probably not the second most popular. Well, the number one item is clothing, of course, and then second most popular is housewares. You know, the dishes, the china, home decor, all of that is a huge seller throughout Goodwill.
Now, I'm trying to think, what have we done with our old plates and household items when we're done using them? And we've repurposed them because we gave them to a family member.
Which is great, But here at Goodwill, you know, you can fund a job for somebody here at Goodwill. So by bringing those plates here, you're providing a job for somebody. But if you want to think globally and give to help other people, you know, Goodwill is definitely the place.
What are textiles?
When somebody texts and it like goes through the system and it...
A style of texting format.
A truck.
Water power mills.
Cloth. Fabrics.
Clothing material, I guess. Clothing, fabric.
I'm here with Lionel. Lionel, what are textiles?
Well, textiles is clothing. The men's clothing and women's clothing and children's clothing, but it's also bedding.
So the material, the cloth
material, yes. It's made out of polyester, or it's made out of cotton, or it's made out of a combination of both.
What do you do with it all?
As you can see, we have an operation here where we make bales of these clothes. Came in as a donation. It was processed. It was, you know, at that point we decided whether we want to send it to the retail store or not, because it didn't meet the quality standard. Whether it was soiled, stained, torn, or any kind of damage. So then that product became a product that was offered at a wholesale market, at an auction. And then once it's sold at the auction, then the customers had an opportunity to take it either 100% or reject anything they don't want.
So you're basically keeping the customer from taking the clothes, going home or going to their business and going, throw that away and keep this.
That's right, because that would eliminate that from going to the landfill. But what it does also, when we do that, we call it customer service. The customer now has more space in their vehicle so they can buy more from us.
It's a win-win. It's an absolute win-win.
It works for everyone concerned.
If you have this amount of clothing that come into the store as donations, you know, where's the level of what actually ends up being the byproduct?
We'll probably have about at least 25% of the total that will become byproduct.
So 75% of what is coming in here is being repurposed.
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
What happens to the remaining part?
Well, that other 25% goes into these kinds of bales.
Yeah.
Then these bales are sold to another company. This is companies that are located sometimes close to your neighborhood, that they buy the bales, and then what they do when they buy these bales, they begin the process all over again. In other words, what they do is they break the bales open, and then they start breaking the bales into different categories. They go by cottons, they go by polyesters, they go by men's, children's, you name it, every category. And then this product and then sold to the world, to other markets. So it travels the world.
So this isn't the end.
Absolutely
This
not.
isn't going to a landfill necessarily.
No. This is going to be reused. The idea is that we don't waste anything. We try to maximize the donation and really try to find a market for anything that is donated to Goodwill.
You guys take this very seriously.
Well, we take it very seriously because out of the donations that we receive and out of the sale of this merchandise, then we can create job opportunity and training for people with disabilities and other barriers to employment. And so we try to maximize every piece of donation that we receive so that we can fulfill the mission of Goodwill, create independence for people with disabilities.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. This is awesome.
Here's your fun fact.
People who shop at consignment thrift stores save over 2.5 billion pounds of clothes from going to the landfills.
Now, I want to make sure I'm clear to people at home. We haven't said it yet, but I don't want you to think that Jim's being rude by not looking at me. Jim, you have a cane for obvious reason. You tell us what the cane is for.
So I use my cane for mobility and for identification.
Oh, okay. Identification.
Yeah, so that somebody knows that I can't see, because the white cane is a pretty universal symbol that a person is blind.
So now, you provide jobs for people who have disabilities.
Yes.
What type of disabilities?
We work with thousands of people in local communities around the country, people who are blind, people who are wheelchair users, people who have intellectual disabilities. And we work with a variety of other groups of individuals who have other challenges that they're working to overcome. It could be an addiction challenge, or it could be a young man who found himself in trouble with the law and is trying to right himself and be a contributor to community as he comes out of jail.
Jim, am I correct in saying that everyone here has come to work here through your job training program?
Yeah, if you look around, these are all Goodwill team members, and through job training and other services that we provide, we work with millions of people around the country to either employ them within Goodwill or in the community as a bank teller or a nurse or in construction. But we also provide an array of services that support individuals, because it's really about independence. So that could be computer training, or it could be training like we have here in Orange County with a physical fitness center that's specifically designed for people with disabilities, so that hundreds of people who use wheelchairs have the opportunity to gain independence and better themselves.
What is the #1 reason to donate?
Well, I guess to reuse and to reduce, so that we don't have so much landfill stuff with clothes and stuff. You know, a lot of people get rid of things they shouldn't get rid of, so.
Because it makes you feel good and other people need it more than you do.
To help people in need, so that you can make other people happy with stuff that we don't want but they do want and they need.
So people that don't have food or clothes or anything, that they can have some.
What is the big vision for the D-Icon? Do you want it to be as popular as the Chasing Arrows?
Oh, even bigger. If we're successful with this, you'll see the D-Icon on every piece of clothing, so that the clothing manufacturers have a way for their clothing to really work themselves through the entire life cycle of the product in the most effective way for the planet.
Kids at home that are watching this, families at home that are watching this, what can they do?
Well, the simplest thing for everybody is recognize you have an organization that's a credible organization that can really accept donations in a responsible way. But in a bigger way, and the opportunity for kids and their schools is to really have a donation drive, and they can go on to donate.goodwill.org/kids and see all the easy steps to having a donation drive, which would help the kids learn the importance of service, would help the kids grow as leaders within their schools, and most importantly, help the kids help their community and help the planet.
Well, Jim, I thank you so much. This has been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you spending time with me. I want to thank everyone out here at Goodwill for taking the time and showing us how easy it is to really make a difference. And I especially want to thank you, Chris and Ashley, for sending us on today's Curiosity Quest Goes Green. Now, if there's something that you're curious about or you want to know the answer to, why don't you let me hear from you? Go to curiosityquest.org, click on the Send Us on a Quest link, and simply tell me what you're curious about. And it could be you that sends us on our next green adventure. Now remember, this is our planet, and it's our responsibility to take care of it. So I wonder, have you gone green? I'm Joel Green, and I'll see you next time. And we'll show you and teach you all about how we're shopping at a place that donates. In fact, on the next episode of Curiosity Quest Goes Green, sorry. Somebody broke something. I'm sorry, guys.